Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stopwatch, and I'm going to go ahead and give you my watch list for tomorrow. Before I start, I'll just go over some after hours news real fast. CYCC had a big pop after hours, and the shares were up after hours. I got encouraging early stage data on one of its drugs, so that was the reason. This is a 5-minute chart after hours. And that was the reason you see this big, push up on that one. CBAY, and this is the after hours chart also, filed a $100 million shelf and $25 million ATM offering through Jones Trading. So CBAY, basically, $100 million shelf offering on this one. Let's see what else was out after hours. AKTX was the stock that got slammed after hours, AKTX, and the CEO was placed on administrative leave. Board investigating Edison investment research report. So this one's being investigated by the SEC on AKTX, and that was the reason for the big drop down on this one. Let me see if there was anything else after hours. Yeah, IMGN, they had an offering, so you see this drop in after hours on IMGN, 50 million offering through Cowen. CERC actually had some good news in that pop. This is a under $1 stock, but Amri Stice Capital had a Form 4 on this one, and they have 450K shares over the past 3 days. So this was a Form 4, 450K shares over the last 3 days. So that's some buying on this one, CERC, and you see this pop. So this one will be on watch. IMGN, we went over the news after hours, and I think that's about it for the news after hours. And then we'll go right into the SPY. Let's just take a quick look at the SPY on the daily chart, and we are just basically we pushed down here to this 238 level, and then they brought it back up. So somebody thought this was the deal of the century around this lows of 238.13, and the buyers came in and pushed us right back up. So bears can't make any headway, and bulls are not making any headway right now. And so they just are just neutral right now. QQQ is the strongest, the techs are the strongest, but there was a little chink in the armor. We did come down to the 10 SMA, the blue line here. So let's keep an eye on this for Friday. IWM still below the 10 SMA, but holding above the 50 and the 100. But the 50 is pretty much flattening out here. IWC, which is your small caps, came down to the 20 SMA, right? You see this, a lot of these bottoming tails here. So, bulls are buying every dip, it seems like right now. Every dip that's coming into the market, dipped here, the bulls came in, we dipped here, and the bulls came in. IYT, which is the ETF for the transports, if you notice, it's been holding the 150 SMA, which is this dotted orange line right here, which is half of the 300, and it held it here, and we came down and hammered on the 150 SMA. So let's see if the bulls can hold that on the IYT. The Dow Jones 30 came down to the 50 SMA, right? See this bottoming candle here, the wick here at the bottom, and they came in and bought this at the 50 SMA, and then they drove it right back up to this 2100, 2900 area, 20,900 I should say. So see what they want to do with that. USO recovered a little bit today. So here's a chart of the USO, and here's the support line at 925. So we're holding above that around the 950 area and trying to break back over, 10. But, a lot of work up ahead with the moving averages and whatnot. But, it is trying to hold this 925, 950 spot on the USO. And the VIX gave a little bounce today, too. So the VIX got down to lows, I guess hadn't been seen in 2 decades. There was a low of 962 and a low of, and this is a daily chart, we're looking at 956. So then they bounced us off of that and they pushed this up as high as 1123 on the VIX, but you see we ended up at that 1060 spot on the VIX. So tomorrow's Friday. I don't expect much. What I usually do, my strategy on Friday, is to look for one early morning trade. If I get it, great. If not, I just pass for the day. But I only trade pretty much the morning unless something happens that it's a great Friday. But I doubt it. I mean, we are kind of it's May. People are starting to go away for the weekends and whatnot. But we'll see. First stock up is ANY, ANY, and this is a small under $1 stock. You see today it had 6.8 million shares. After hours, this had earnings, and it went up to 28 cents on ANY. So I'm going to keep this one on watch. Might be in play tomorrow. You see all the moving averages are rolled over on this, but it has been finding support here, and like I said, it did have earnings. This is the 5-minute chart after hours, so it popped up to about 28 cents on the earnings. ARLZ, this one had 2.2 million shares, and we'll see if this is going to try to bounce. It's back over the fast moving averages here, and see if maybe we get a continuation move. It's been beaten down pretty bad. So we'll see if they want to, turn it up a little bit for tomorrow. AUPH, I think there's takeover rumors around this, takeover speculation on AUPH, and 4.4 million shares today. Keeps popping, at 775. Let's see what this high was, about $8. So I'll keep my eye on this for maybe like a 760 break, somewhere in there, and see if we can get a continuation. If not, if I don't catch that, maybe I'll wait for 785 and see if we can get this break of $8 on AUPH. But this one will be on my radar for tomorrow. CERC, we mentioned in the beginning. This is the chart after hours with that purchase of 450K shares. So CERC will be on watch. CYCC, this one popped after hours and it pulled back. So we'll see if this one can do anything for tomorrow. So I'm going by the after hours action on this 5-minute chart. So that one will be on watch tomorrow. DRRX, 7.1 million shares, and we had a high today of $1.18, and we'll see if there's any kind of continuation move in this name, DRRX. DSS after hours moved up a little bit. Believe this had earnings, and so we'll see if there's any kind of continuation. The 50 SMA is right above us though, and that's at that 112 spot. So we'll see if we can get over that 50 SMA on DSS. It's it's a $1 stock, so we'll see if that can give a trade. GLBS, and let me open this chart up. 2 million shares. Trying to get above the fast moving averages. It's been grinding down. I mean, there's been a lot of green candle fake outs on this name, and this was the 5-minute chart here after hours. So you see it's pushing up, and we'll see if there's anything to go on this one tomorrow. GPOR is an oil name, and if oil can recover, and this can take out, say, it had a high of 17, so maybe over that 17 area, or 1695 for the possible 17 break. and had 5.1 million shares traded today. GPOR, and once again, that's an oil name. GSIT, semiconductor name. We'll see if it can get over the high of today, which was 845. So maybe 850 might send this. It seems to be stuck under that 850. So watch the 850 area on this one. The volume today wasn't that big. Had a bigger volume pop yesterday, but you know, they sold it off and then they came right back in and bought it. So might be interesting. We'll see. GSIT. Next one is INFY, and had over 15 million shares traded. Has a high today of 1530. So 1533, 1535, or the break of that 1530. Maybe we get a continuation move in INFY. INO, 1 million shares traded today. Has a lot of moving averages to get above, but it is back above the 100, this white line right here, and it has a high today of 679. So you know, my 150 SMA is at 690. So we'll see if this wants to get back over, you know, 680, and maybe we'll get a continuation and a push up through 690 and 7 on INO. I mean, nobody really keeps, I mean, there's people that keep the 150 moving average on their charts, but it's not a well-known moving average, so I'm not going to let that affect me too much on this play. If, you know, it should get over, you know, the high today, which was that 679, 680 spot. Next one up is KGJI. KGJI. I'm thinking maybe over this 175, had over 1 million shares traded. So if we can get it back over that 175 spot, we might get a continuation on this KGJI. MBI, big volume today, almost 4 million shares, trying to get back above 9. The only thing is we have this 200 SMA, but that is up at 910, and we have a high here of 894. So, you know, I'll keep this on watch. I just don't like the fact that this 200 SMA is so close, but 3.6 million shares came in. Down here you see my 400 EMA, that's the dotted line, and the 400 SMA, that's the solid. And you see we held here, we held that area here, or you could say we held the $8 area on MBI, and now it's kind of, you know, turning back up. So see if there's a play intraday on that. NAC, you know, maybe trying to get back above that 225 area. Has a high today of 220, so maybe 225 might send this name. Almost 10 million shares traded today in NAK. So we'll see if that one will make a nice move tomorrow. RELY, Waste Management. Trying to break out over that 350 spot. Big volume came in today, 340 high. So maybe, you know, over 340, 345 might be enough to get over this 350. And you see the volume that came in. Big volume, 1.3 million shares. RNN also had some decent volume today on RNN. And we'll see if this can get up over $4. Had a high of 408, so maybe 402, 405 in that area, but you do have some moving averages up in the way here. The 20 SMA, which is the red line you're looking at, that was at 408, and that's exactly where it stopped. So, you know, just to be on the safe side, let it clear maybe that 408 and see if we can get a continuation move on RNN. Next one up is SSH, and have to open this chart. Had 1.2 million shares traded today, and it's trying to maybe, you know, pop up over this 13 EMA, which is at 82 cents. So maybe over 82 cents, we might get a continuation move. But I would, you know, even if you don't play this one, I would watch it, excuse me, for next week also to see if there's any kind of move above this 20 SMA on SSH. So it might get interesting. It's been crushed. See if it wants to, you know, turn around a little bit. TTD had earnings after the bell. It got up to almost, it got up to $49 a share. So it's up huge, but I'm thinking maybe for next week, if this can pull back, might get a trade next week. They blew out earnings, so that's why it's up so big in after hours. So I'll keep that one on watch. URRE had earnings, and I think they came in line, or they beat by a few cents. So this popped in after hours. Not my favorite one to trade. But we'll see if this wants to, maybe do something tomorrow. Another one in that space is UEC, and this one's trying to get back over $1.50, but it's had a nice run from $1.10. So URRE might be the one to watch tomorrow. It's going to probably open right around the 50 SMA, the blue line right here, and we'll see what that wants to do. VSTO. Over 5 million shares, almost 6 million shares traded today. VSTO, another stock that's been, pushed down, and, nice candle today. Has a high of 2177. So we'll see if it can break maybe 2180. Only thing is it closed at, 2149. So we'll have to see how this sets up on an intraday chart. Next one up is another Walter Investment Management. Excuse me, I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of Waste Management, WM. Anyway, back to this one. Had close to 4 million shares traded today, and it had a high today of 194, 177. So maybe around that 185 might give us a continuation of that 2 break on WAC. Next one is WAT, W-A-T, 1.2 million shares. Just, nice candle here, but a big move from 13 almost up to $15. We'll see if this maybe can pull back and we get a continuation move in this on WATT. I think that's about it that I have. Once again, tomorrow's Friday, so, I wouldn't push it. And I just want to show you once again WAT. Came down to this 400 EMA, SMA, bounced up off of it. So people ask me, why do you keep these 400 moving averages on your charts? It gives me some guidance, and I see a lot of stocks that bounce off the 400 EMA, SMA area. So that's why I use them. So that's it for tonight. We'll take a quick look at the futures. I'll just slide that over. And once again, not really doing much tonight. The markets are not doing much. We're kind of in this, quiet period, consolidation. Futures just down a tad, so nothing much going on there. And that's going to be it. Enjoy the video. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for subscribing. The numbers have been going up, so I appreciate that. And thank you very much for the views. Everyone have a very nice weekend. We'll be back at it. Probably Sunday night I'll make a video. And thank you very much for listening and subscribing. And this has been Zozo Watch. Let's get ready for 5/12. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great night.